I put my phone down. There's another thing that I really enjoy doing when I take a Sabbath. Come on with me. Let me show you what I do. I really enjoy listening to music, reading a good book, just kind of kicking back, enjoying the quietness, solitude, being by myself. You know, the children of Israel, they never entered the promised land, and one of the reasons is that they never rested in God. The word rest is the same thing that we use, that is used for Hebrew for Sabbath. If God took a Sabbath, certainly you and I should take a Sabbath. Rest in God. But it's not just resting in that way of faith and spirituality, but resting physically. So, this week, I'm going to teach you how to rest. Take a Sabbath. This week. That's what it's going to be all about. So, I'll see you later, because I'm about to take a Sabbath. Well, good morning, everybody. What do you think of that? I hope it came on. I'm experimenting a little bit this morning, but did you see the clip that I just played? I want to see. I got to get some responses. If you saw it, then I want to play it again. If you saw it, it's all about the Sabbath. It's all about the Sabbath. Let me hear from you. So you did see it. Okay. Loved it. Okay. Great. 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 For those of you who are coming on now, maybe you came on a little bit later, as when you came on, you didn't know exactly what was going on. I'm going to play it again. Then we're going to do our morning manna. It is a clip that I made so to help you grab a hold of what does it mean for us to be doing a Sabbath. So I'm going to show it one more time, and then I'm going to do the morning manna. How about that? Is that all right? I hope that's. Oh, hi. I'm taking a Sabbath. You know how I take a Sabbath? Get into the Word, my devotion. I put my phone down. I put my phone down. There's another thing that I really enjoy doing when I take a Sabbath. Come on with me. Let me show you what I do. I really enjoy listening to music, reading a good book, just kind of kicking back, enjoying the quietness, solitude, being by myself. You know, the children of Israel, they never entered the promised land, and one of the reasons is that they never rested in God. The word rest is the same thing that we use, that is used for Hebrew for Sabbath. If God took a Sabbath, certainly you and I should take a Sabbath. Rest in God. But it's not just resting in that way of faith and spirituality, but resting physically. So, this week, I'm going to teach you how to rest. Take a Sabbath. This week. That's what it's going to be all about. So, I'll see you later, because I'm about to take a Sabbath. Okay, so tell me, how has your Sabbath been? How has your Sabbath been in learning how to take a Sabbath? Today is Friday. Happy Friday. It's Friday. We're finally at the end of the work week for many of us, and we're looking forward. It's 2 days from Sunday. And when we talk about Sunday, we sometimes get those two words, Sunday and Sabbath, different or confused. No, Saturday is the Sabbath with respect to the Old Testament in Hebrews, if you will. And but it has more meaning than just the day, because Paul then writes in the pastoral epistles that, hey, look, don't let anybody judge you on what day that you worship, or those kinds of pieces. So we're not going to judge in that terms. But what it comes down to is this. I want to see in the chat area, and then we're going to give you the text to talk and the takeaway. How have you taken the Sabbath this week? Put it in the chat so everybody can see it. Put it in the chat so everybody can see it, and I'm going to put it on the screen. You rest in God, rest in God. Ramona says, rest in God. Pastor Leo says, just take a Sabbath. Let me hear from somebody else. Good morning, Kelly. How are you? Good morning, Elder Mobley. How are you? How have you been taking a Sabbath? Put it in the chat area. Um, good morning, Vaughn. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Coach Dagny. How are you on this morning? Yes, Erica, I have grown a little bit. As hard as it is for me to turn it off, but I have grown a little bit, and that is just learning how to take a Sabbath. But let me see how you have taken the Sabbath. Dawn, how have you taken the Sabbath? Just resting in God. Okay. Let me hear from some other people, and then we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up on this morning. Good morning, Barbara. How are you on this morning? Say it's a journey. That's right, brother Joe. Good morning. How are you? All right. Let me get some money. Rest in God. Pamela said, just rest in God. Jewel, you said you just resting in peace, doing nothing in God, just doing nothing. Okay, I get that. Carolyn, you just said rest. All right. Now, can you distinguish between rest physically and resting spiritually? I want to hear that. Good morning, Dolores. How are you, my home girl, my neighbor, if you will, way back when? Amen. On Virginia Street in Goldsboro, North Kakalaki. Erica, you said I was referring to growth with your video. Thought you were saying I had grown in terms of learning how to take a rest and kick back. All right, okay, whatever. Good. Turn it off and rest. All right, good. Very good. Very good. All right, a couple of more, and then we're going to get right into it. It's a little longer, but I think just taking a little bit more time, and I'm going to end. I'm going to end with the video in case you came on later. I'm going to end with that. All right, here we go. You already know this week is all about. It's been all about us being on uh, devotion, and we've been doing this devotion, and we're hanging in there, and we're working this devotion, and what we really wanted is, and let me, you can go on iLead right now, and no, let me get the right thing so you can see where you need to go and get that. Let me get the right thing up here so you can see where you need to go. Here you go. There you go. Go to that website and you can download this. You can download this right here. All right, here we go. Here it is. Friday is January the 19th. Here we go. And Hebrews 4, 9 through 10 says this. So then there remains a Sabbath rest for the people of God. All right, it remains a Sabbath rest for the people of God. Okay, what does that mean in terms of us on this morning? Here is what Apollos goes on to say. For whoever has entered God's rest has also rested from his works as God did from his work. Work. What does it mean to work? Work is when I'm worrying. I was not created to worry. I was created to worship. Number one, work. What's the second thing that comes to mind when we talk about work? It means physical labor. It means physical labor, not only just my mind running, but my body running. God said, I've come to the conclusion of what I have done. I've stopped the work of creating um, the earth and creating humanity and creating the universe. I've stopped. At some point, you cannot work yourself to death. He said, Bishop, now you got a whole lot of room to talk. You are the pot calling the kettle black. I am. I am. There is a release of hormones when it comes from work. There is a sense of affirmation and a sense of, all right, I have accomplished something. I have accomplished some things when I am working. But there's also a need for you to pull back from physical labor, from worrying, because my body needs restoration. My body needs restoration. The third thing is when we come to this whole piece about work, it is having lack of faith. This whole piece that Hebrews is raising, as well as when we see it in Genesis and when we see it in the 40 years that they were in the wilderness, they did not have a faith in God, that God was going to take care of the next day, that he was going to take care of the next day. And so to that end, Jesus adds, you cannot add 1 cubit, you can't add 1 hour to the next day. James comes along and says, do not swear, if you will, because you don't have the ability to ensure that the next thing is going to happen. Therefore, if it be God's will, if it be God's will, all of that boils down to, I'm not going to worry because I'm supposed to worship. I was created to be in his presence and commune. I'm not going to continue to work. And I'm also going to have what? The third thing is faith. Faith. I'm going to believe God because I cannot add one more thing to the next day. To the next day. What's your takeaway this morning? The takeaway is simple. Sabbath. Take a Sabbath. Schedule a Sabbath that you might be able to rest in God. Well, I always give a trailer for what I'm going to minister on Sunday. Do not miss it, 8 and 10 at New Life. Come online. If you're in the area, come to the church because I have a word for you. We're dealing with more in 24 and how God is going to add to you, not take from you. Let's end with the video. I think that it would help you learn. Oh, hi. I'm taking a Sabbath. You know how I take a Sabbath? Get into the Word, my devotion. I put my phone down. There's another thing that I really enjoy doing when I take a Sabbath. Come on with me. Let me show you what I do. I really enjoy listening to music, reading a good book, just kind of kicking back, enjoying the quietness, solitude, being by myself. You know, the children of Israel, they never entered the promised land. And one of the reasons is that they never rested in God. The word rest is the same thing that we use, that is used for Hebrew for Sabbath. If God took a Sabbath, certainly you and I should take a Sabbath. Rest in God. But it's not just resting in that way of faith and spirituality, but resting physically. So this week, I'm going to teach you how to rest. Take a Sabbath. This week. That's what it's going to be all about. So I'll see you later because I'm about to take a Sabbath.